Hey guys, my name's Martin Towers. This video is going to be about how we implemented a retention or downsell funnel into our GoHighLevel SaaS product, which enabled us to A, retain more customers, B, get more good quality feedback on our SaaS product in order to help us improve for future. And C, it actually helped us acquire more customers as well, because what we were able to do is, because our customers have the opportunity to cancel their SaaS system within the platform without jumping through hoops, it gave them confidence to be able to hand over their credit card information and sign up for a free trial in the first place. So this has been really invaluable for our business. And if you're watching this, you're probably a GoHighLevel SaaS user, and I'm going to show you exactly how we did this, and I'm going to walk you through the entire process. In order to follow along with my video today, you're probably going to be someone who's fairly advanced and understands how to implement some of these automations. But so go ahead and watch, and you're going to be able to get a lot of value exactly how we did this process. If you want to go a bit further and get the course and learn in fine detail, get the code steps, the Zapier flows, the Jot form, the forms, exactly how we did it. There is a course that you can grab in the description below. There is a link to that course. There's also a link to where we can actually do this for you as well. So those are some options that you'll find in the description below. But go ahead and watch the video. You're going to get plenty of value out of this video as well. So I'm going to jump right into it without any further ado and show you how we did this. Okay. So basically, this is what it looks like, as an overall. The overall picture. So what we do is we implement a survey as a custom menu link in GoHighLevel. I'm going to show you that in a second. So essentially, it starts with, why are you canceling? We want to collect feedback, right? So based on the feedback they give us, it's going to do a few different things. Certain types of feedback, it's going to skip the opportunity to book a call because it's kind of not relevant to the feedback that we gave. But if they gave us certain feedback like, not sure how to use the system, right? Well, would you rather book a call with us and we'll teach you how to use the system? So do another onboarding call, for example. These are people that are kind of on a free trial. So if they want to book another call, yes, they want to book a call. It takes them to a calendar to book the call as well, and they don't cancel their account. So, but if they decide they don't want to book a call, it goes down here to an option. The next question will be, would you like to extend your free trial? Having said that, this also works for people that are no longer on a free trial. Maybe they've been with you for a few months and then they want to cancel later. It's not going to ask them that question. It's going to skip the extend free trial question and go direct to the next. So for those who do want to extend their free trial, it's going to go, yep, confirmation. And then way we built it is that you can just notify yourself to have an administrator or a VA cancel the free trial or extend the free trial. But the way we built it is it automatically sends a request through to Stripe, and it extends the free trial for another 7 days. So if they don't want to extend their free trial, it's going to put an offer in front of them. So everybody's going to be different. You're going to have your own offer. But for us, we give 50% off for 1 month so that they can try it out a little bit longer, right? And if they take that offer, it's going to apply that discount in Stripe using a coupon. And if they don't want to have a 50% discount, it gives them one more opportunity with a 70% discount for 1 month. Again, it'll apply that discount. And if they don't want that as well, we've tried everything now. It'll just take them through to, do you understand that you're canceling your account? And we'll cancel the account. And we built an automation from that too, which then goes in and deletes the account and cancels the Stripe subscription, sends confirmation, things like that, right? So that's kind of what it looks like, from a 5 kilometer view above. And I'm going to dive into it right now to show you exactly how we did this. Okay. Now, so this is the form that we implemented, all right? So we use Jotform to do this. You can use any form builder. I wouldn't recommend using the GoHighLevel form builder because you get complications when it comes to sticky contacts and not sticky contacts, and there's a few other features that Jotform offers. I just think it's better. So I wouldn't recommend using GoHighLevel surveys for this. But we use Jotform. And it's simple like this, right? So the first question is cancel my account. It grabs the location ID. So the location ID is going to be hidden. The customer's not going to see that field, but it's going to be sent through, and I'll show you how later. So then it asks for feedback, and then it asks for, is there a feature that we're missing on the list? Wait, we've got that feature. Would you like to schedule a call with us? Wait, instead of doing something hasty, do you want to schedule a call and we'll help you, and we'll help you out? And then this is like kind of feedback as well. Please tell us what you mean. What feature are we missing? And then these fields here, again, these will be hidden fields. So these won't be seen by the contact. So basically, we're telling the form, are we going to allow them to have a free trial, an extension? Are we going to allow them to have a 50% discount? Are we then allow them to have a 70% discount? So I'll show you how we do that later on. So then it's going to ask, would you like more time? Would you like 50% off? Would you like or 70% off? Or then an understanding. So I understand my account's going to be cancelled. I understand I'm going to get 50% off. I understand I'm going to get 70% off, etc. Right? So that's basically how we build out the form. And then if you come in here to settings and you go to conditions, there's a ton of conditional logic. So if they answer this question this way, it hides that field, shows that field, things like that. So there's a ton of conditional, conditions basically, depending on how they answer questions. So if we come over here into my system, the way we manage some of this stuff is by custom values. So this is the same account. I've set up an account here and I've got a Stripe subscription here. Look, if you can see the date is Monday, June 5th. I'll refresh this page so you know that this is real. That trial is there and it's going to be on the 6th of June for $197, right? So if we come back into the account, these custom values in this account, I'll just refresh this page. These do not edits down here. The reason that they say do not edit is because we don't want the customer to stumble upon them in their own account and see, 50% discount, yes, no, right, things like that. We don't want that to be able to happen. So we just say do not edit, and we know what these are because we've created them and we've kept a record of them. So the way I manage this process as well is really cool. So if you watch this, I use Airtable. You don't need Airtable to do this, but certainly Airtable is definitely going to be a good way for you to do it. So what you can do is just go yes and no, whether they do or whether they can or can't actually grab this extension, or are they allowed to have a 50% off discount? Are they allowed to have a 70% off discount? And if I just hit this publish button, it'll send these new values through to that location. So for example, if I go ahead and hit this publish button, what this does, the way I have Airtable set up is I hit that publish button and it'll send out a webhook request out to that location and it will update these fields. So you don't have to have that part in place. That's fairly advanced, and I do go through that in the course in the description below. You might just want to manage people individually on one account. You can see that change there from yes to no. But it just, when you have a lot of customers, it gets difficult to go into each and every single individual customer and update these fields and their custom values every single time. So it can get quite laborious having to do that and remember where everybody's at. I just manage that process via Airtable, and I built in an integration to do that. Again, I go through that in a lot more detail in the course in the description below. So now we've got the right information here on those custom values. So let's say if we come into the account and we scroll down, and what we do is on our onboarding calls, we show customers, if you decide the system's not for you, you can come in here and cancel your account. So that gives them confidence that we're not going to make them jump through any hoops to cancel. They can do it within the platform. So they click on cancel my account, and this is that first question from that job form, right? So let's go through a couple of these and we'll do a couple of examples and I'll show you how it works. So we just have a few questions. So let's say if they decide, if they click on not using the system, switching to another product, bad lead quality, too expensive, or bad timing, all those first 5 options are going to do the same thing, which is it's going to go straight to, would you like more time, right? Would you like more time, yes or no? So if this first one, do not edit number 1, had the letter N on it, then it wouldn't give them that would you like more time option. So I'll show you what that looks like. So if I wanted to go ahead and change this extension option to no and publish that to the location, right? And if I refresh this now, that'll change to N. See, N. And now if I go ahead and refresh this page and go into cancel my account again, it's not going to give them that opportunity to have an extension. It's going to jump straight to the first discount, right? So here we go, cancel, not using the system. See, it skipped the whole extension part, okay? So I'm just going to go back now. Again, I'll pause the video and go back and I'll show you what happens when they do take an extension. Okay, great. So I've updated that again so that they do have the opportunity to have an extension, and we've refreshed our page. So again, not using the system. Would you like more time? Yes, I would like more time. Submit, right? So the way I have it set up is I'm going to get notified on my Slack channel, and then you wait a second and it's going to send me another quick notification on Slack that we've managed to retain a customer. Someone went to cancel and we've retained them by giving them a trial extension, right? So just give that a second, that'll come through. And you can see it there, just came through, just requested more time. So if we come here into Stripe now, you can see Stripe, into Airtable. Airtable automatically added the N to this as well. And if we come back to our custom values here, if I refresh this page, that would have automatically changed to N again, because the way that I have it set up is that if they take a 7-day extension of their free trial, I don't want to give them another one afterwards, right? So they only get one. So that automatically, but then on a case-by-case basis, I could obviously change that again by going into Airtable and publishing that again, just like I showed you before. But the real question is Stripe. So we have it set up via Zapier, and I'll show you some of those Zapier workflows in a second. So that now when we hit the Stripe location and we refresh this, that will change on Stripe to 7 days more. So 13th of June there. And if you actually look at my Airtable as well, it updated here as well to the 12th. Just because of the time difference, you can tell I'm not from the US, so there's a time difference. So that's why it says 12th here and 13th on Stripe. So don't worry about that part. But that's essentially how the way we have it set up to work. Cool. So that's the first thing. So that's if they decided to get an extension. So let's say they come back tomorrow and they decide they still want to cancel their account. They're not eligible for another extension. Let's go through that. So cancel my account. Now this time, instead of going through the not using the system, let's have a look at some of the other options. So we want to get them to also book a call with us as well before offering them an extension or a discount as well. So let's say they clicked on, I'm not sure how to use the system. Well, instead of doing something hasty, would you like to schedule a call and we can help you out? We'll put a pause on your next payment, right? So basically we can do that. So let's say, yes, let's discuss. If I submit that, it's going to take them to a calendar page where they can book an appointment, where we will help them out, and it will go through and pause their Stripe subscription as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's discuss, right? Submit. There we go. And it sends them to the calendar page. Now, the way I have it set up is that I don't actually pause the payment unless they book the call, all right? So it's going to send me that notification in Slack, and then I can go and follow up with the customer if they don't book the call. But essentially, so the Stripe payment is not going to go and pause unless they book the call with me. So I'm not going to show you that part because that's kind of fairly self-explanatory. Again, we do all of that via a workflow in Zapier, which I'm going to show you after this. So let's go back here again. And so now you'll notice none of these will change because they don't need to, but we've retained that customer and get rid of that Slack notification. So the same thing will happen if they say missing features I need, right? So the first questions are you missing any of these features? And essentially all of these questions will answer in the same way. Wait, we do have that feature. Would you like to book a call and we can show you how it works, right? Again, we'll put a pause on your next payment, okay? And then the last one is none of the above. Please tell us what feature we're missing, right? And it'll tell us that too. So the other thing to bear in mind is that if they take any of these options and they don't book a call, it's going to go and skip ahead to what feature are we missing? No, we don't want to, still want to cancel, right? Test, next. And then it's going to go into our workflow and our questions from our custom values here of, well, we don't want to give them another extension. We might want to offer them 50% off and we want to offer them 70% off, right? So then let's say if they take 50% off 1 month, they take that 50% off discount. It's going to let them know this is going to be for 1 month only. If you don't cancel, your subscription will return to the full rate on the next billing cycle. It's a one-time offer only. Yes, I understand. And they're going to submit that, okay? Again, I'm going to get notified in Slack. The Stripe subscription is going to update and my Airtable is going to update as well. You watch this. This is going to automatically change these two fields to N so that in future, we don't want to give them those discounts again, right? So they go and cancel again tomorrow and it'll apply another coupon, and then they get 50% off, and then another 50% off, and it goes all of a sudden that's 75% off. So we don't want to do that. So, and then if they've had a 50, we don't want to also give them the opportunity to have a 70. So, but in a month's time, once they've gone through another billing cycle, I might change those values back to yes and give them another opportunity later if they want to cancel again later. So I hope that makes sense. So again, before I show you Stripe, coming back to my custom values on that location, if I refresh, these will automatically change to no. Okay, no. And then come back into Stripe. You can see my trial's still being extended, and my price for $197, if I refresh this page, that will discount by 50%. $98.50. Okay. So that's how we do it, guys. That's how it works. It works really, really well for us to be able to retain customers. It works really, really well for us to be able to get feedback, and also, you know, obviously gives customers confidence when they join the program as well. So I'll dive into Zapier now, and I'll actually show you how the entire process works. All right, awesome, guys. So this is my Zapier workflow. You will need Zapier to do this. I don't know if you can do this in, you can't do this in make.com, and you can't do this in Pabbly. And the reason is because I use code to do this. I actually execute, because Stripe and it doesn't have the built-in endpoints to update subscriptions and manage coupons and things like that as steps in Pabbly or make.com. I use the actual API documentation and write the code. I use ChatGPT to write the code. So it really has to be done in Zapier the way I do it anyway. But I teach the entire process and all the steps in a lot of detail in my course, again, if you want to have a look at that. So, but I'll show you how it works. So every time the form is submitted in Jotform, we go and find that customer, and I have the list of all my customers in my Airtable account. And then also I find an authentication token. That's for a different step. Don't worry about that. But then what it does then is that then request for cancellation. This is a formatter step, right? So basically it does some formatting steps here so that it can actually use that later. It basically, if they answered this, then return this value. This is kind of like a mathematical system formula step, which helps us with something later on, right? So and then it does a couple of these formatting steps to let us know information later on. So I go into that a lot more details in the course, but then we basically go and update the custom fields on the contacts on the sub account, right? So this executes a piece of code using GoHighLevel's API to update the custom fields of the contact in my location. So then in my location, I know what these people have done and what their feedback is if they then go and decide to cancel, right? So it does that step there. So if we scroll down now to paths here, and so after that step, we have these different paths, right? So after we've updated the custom fields. So did they cancel their subscription, or did they take the 50% off, or did they take the 70% off, or did they decide to extend their trial? Okay. Because remember, I don't need to do any more steps unless if they book the call. If they book the call for feedback, only something happens if they actually book the call, not just because they finished the workflow, if they finished the form, if that makes sense. So we'll go through each one step by step. So, and the cancel, if they decided to cancel, right, then it sends me that message in Slack. It notifies me. It goes through and it cancels the subscription in Stripe, okay? And then what it does then is it updates Airtable as well. So then it goes and updates the same contact on Airtable. And then from here, what this part does is it goes into GoHighLevel and grabs the contact information, right? So it gets the contact to get the tags for the contact from GoHighLevel. And then it updates the customer in GoHighLevel to canceled, right? So basically it cancels, that triggers a workflow in GoHighLevel to send a cancellation confirmation to the client. We have canceled your account. If this was a mistake, please let us know. So it sends, basically it gets the tags that it's already existing on the contact, and it sends tags back to GoHighLevel and tags the contact in a certain way so that it triggers a workflow in GoHighLevel to confirm that their subscription has been canceled, right? And then from here, what it does is if the customer, the way I have it set up is how much has the customer spent with us, basically. If they have spent more than X amount, meaning that they are a paying customer, it does one of two things. So if they haven't spent any money, they're not a paying customer, that usually means that's someone who's on a free trial. Then what we do is we delete the sub account. We don't want that customer sub account. We don't want their information. Everything gets deleted. We don't want to clog our GoHighLevel SaaS up with too many sub accounts of people that did a free trial and then never stayed with us. But if they have spent money, right, and they have actually spent money on our system, so more than $50, meaning that they're a paying customer and they've canceled later on. We don't want to delete the sub account, but we do want to let us know that we need to pause the sub account. Okay, because the way this is set up is that you can't have. We need to pause the sub accounts manually. Now I know that you can pause the sub accounts in the GoHighLevel agency settings. But we don't want to do that, because the reason we don't want to have that option is because when people are on their free trial, if they get to the end of their free trial and we try to charge them and then they get declined, they get a reminder that says, hey, you've been declined. You need to update your payment information. You need to pay us to continue to use our service. If they want to then cancel their account, we want them to log into the system and cancel their account so that they can go through this cancellation downsell funnel. If we automatically pause their sub account for failed payments, then they can't log into the system and go through the cancellation funnel, right? So they still have to be able to get access to their system when payments fail. So what that means is when they cancel their account, we have to manually pause their sub accounts. It's just one of those things, right? So that's how we do it. That's that step there. So if we go into here and go to, one second. We go in here and go to, that's the cancellation step. And then we go to the next step. So let's say they take a 50% off discount, right? So if they decide to take the 50% off offer, it goes ahead and finds the customer in Stripe, all right? And then goes ahead and executes a piece of code to apply a 50% discount for that customer on Stripe. So all it does is we've set up coupons in Stripe, and you can add the coupons in Stripe and add the settings, and we just apply the coupon code to the customer, right? And then what it does then is it sends me a notification in Trello. So it lets me know in Trello that I need to basically check that the customer, that everything worked correctly, basically. My dog's barking in the background, sorry. All right, and then it sends us a notification in Slack, emails the customer to confirm, it texts the customer to confirm, it updates Airtable, this part in Airtable, these custom values in Airtable to in, and then it updates the custom values on the the sub account location to in as well, right? So the 50% off and the 70% off are exactly the same. It's just a different coupon code. And then the trial extension. So essentially, this is almost pretty much the same, guys. So it finds a customer in Stripe, and then it does some formatting steps using Zapier's formatter to work out what the current end date of their free trial is, and then what is it called? And then does some math with a Unix timecode and does some formatting steps to work out what is 7 days more and returns that output so that you can then, and then what it does is that, and the way that I have it set up is that it sends the new date of the new extension back to Airtable. So that'll basically go into Airtable, it'll update this field. The way that I have it set up is that whenever this field updates, it automatically sends a request to Stripe to update the end of the trial date. So the reason I do it that way is because I might want to come in here and manually update it, right? So I might want to come in here and go, I want to change this to the 14th, right? So if I then go into Stripe, give that a second and refresh, that will update this to the 15th, again, that time difference thing. So that'll sometimes takes a little bit, sometimes takes a second. There we go. So that's now updated to the 15th, you see? So the way that I teach it in the course is different. I'm going to teach it in the way that like this workflow itself will just do the update. Okay, so because it comes with extra workflows and extra steps if you have it set up the way I have it. But you can do it either way, I guess. I hope that makes sense. Again, it creates a card in Trello, and then it updates the custom values on the location, sends us another confirmation message in Slack, and it texts the customer to confirm we've granted you a free trial extension. Okay. That was a lot to get through. So I hope that I explained it right. I know that obviously I haven't gone into detail. I mean, we would be here for hours if I showed you every single little bit, but that's the way that we do it. And that's the way that it's mapped out in Zapier. And like I said, in the course, in the description below, I go through way more detail. Obviously, I get right into depth about how everything exactly works, and I give you all of the code, and I give you all of the steps to actually get this implemented. And we also do have an option where we can come in and do it for you. I'm happy to do that. So yeah, I mean, if that's of interest to you guys, definitely go and check that out. But for those of you who are really advanced and sort of understand a lot of these things, hopefully this gives you a lot of value. You should be able to implement this yourself just based off this video. So that was what I was hoping to achieve anyway. So anyway, if you made it this far, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I'm not really a YouTuber, so I normally, subscribe to my channel. I don't know if that's something you want to do it. I don't really have a YouTube presence. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. And yeah, I guess I hope to see you in the course later. Thanks.